Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit, and I'm here with TJ and Lisa, and they started their eBay and Amazon business around 16 months ago, and since then, tell everybody how much you've done in sales.
Yeah, so we just did the math, and combining eBay and Amazon, we basically hit $216,000. I know, in 16 months.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And now we're here in my La Quinta suite in Miami. Not a suite. And we're actually getting ready to attend the Miami 2022 conference, which is mostly focused on Amazon and whatnot. But today in this video, what we wanted to share was TJ and Lisa's story of how they found out about reselling on eBay and Amazon, how they went from literally zero to $216,000 in sales in 16 months, and really just share their story, their wins, their losses, their ups and downs. So whoever wants to start first, how did you learn about, because you started with selling books.
Yeah, well, what it was is I was making a list of a whole bunch of side hustles. And I was just making a list on, what do I want to try? And I just started going different things and looking at them and just doing just educating myself. And then I, saw a clip of an ad coming up.
I saw the list coming, and I knew he was going to hit me with something.
Oh yeah, well, we had to figure out something. We had to figure out something with the pandemic and everything. And and I saw this ad coming up, and I go, babe, we should probably watch this. And what did you say?
Oh my gosh, I did not want to. It actually took him probably a good hour or so of coursing me to sit down and watch your guys'
upcoming webinar.
Oh, so you saw our book business blueprint,
yeah, it was
book selling.
It was like a TikTok and for the webinar, and I looked at him and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm not wanting to get into some sort of scam where they're going to take our money and run. And but we're married, so you have to give a little. So I said, fine, I'll sit down and I'll do the webinar with you.
And then we both loved it. The webinar was good.
You guys sold it. It was great. And so we decided to take that leap, jump in with you guys and see where it went. And the best decision, I always say this, the best decision we made. It has been the easiest, smoothest process of us learning how to do an online business. I could not imagine that we would get this from anywhere else. And I have to say thank you. It worked out really good.
Just the rate of return on books just blows my mind.
Yeah.
When you can buy something for a quarter and turn around and sell it for $50, it's just, it just blows my mind the rate of return you get from it.
And the funny thing is, one of the most common things that people say, whether it's on TikTok or on my YouTube channel, people are always leaving crazy comments.
Oh, yeah.
Who's gonna buy a book? Nobody buys books. No one's gonna spend, because I'll make a TikTok saying I sold this book for $120. You're lying, BS, scam. I always show my mom, who I helped her to retire selling books. She does 3 to 5K a month, right? Which you guys have surpassed now. Congratulations. But everyone's like, who's gonna sell books? No one's gonna sell books.
Our own family said, why are you gonna sell books? Everything's online.
Everything's digital. Yeah.
And nobody thought it was gonna be a good thing.
Yeah, there's so many people out there who actually physically still want to touch the book, the pages, the smell of books.
Or they don't have access to it. There's certain things that aren't always online, and if you need the access, the only way is to find it through Amazon and have it shipped to you.
I'm sick of being on the phone. I love to sit down with a good hard book and read and be in bed. Recently, I just bought one of those little things that wrap around you with the light. Yeah. So it's nice. You could highlight it. I mean, maybe we're old school. I don't know, but
But nothing beats that quality. And I think there's a whole group of people out there that enjoy books that are buying these. That's why they want this thing in their hand, and we provide that for them. And it's a great thing.
And the way to look at it is, yesterday was our travel day of getting here, right? So we weren't in our business. We had to put our business on vacation mode, and we still did $300 yesterday. With not doing nothing, just traveling.
Because that was switching off the FBM and just leaving the FBA.
Vacation mode, and
on vacation
we
mode,
made $300.
And still did $300 on the day that we were traveling. It
didn't have to be there.
Didn't have to be there. Didn't have to be hands-on.
So explain to people, if they don't know what FBA is on Amazon, explain what you're doing with these books, because how are you able to travel, be here in Miami from Washington, state.
And still make money?
Yeah, like how does that work? You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people who know this, but
well, yeah,
who don't.
but for the people who don't know, I mean, the beauty about Amazon is you go to your thrift stores, you go to garage sales, you find the right books, and then you box those books up, and you're able to ship them to Amazon, where Amazon's going to be able to house them. They're going to hold them for you. They're going to store them for you. They're going to package them for you. They're going to ship them for you. They're going to do all the customer service for you, and you just sit back and kind of
you just ship it in and enjoy the rest of it. Watch it, make sure you're on top of it. But there's another side of it, and we took on both sides of it. We also did the FBM, which is merchant fulfilled, where we ended up building really large racks in our house. And if you do it right, it doesn't even take up that much space.
No.
And we lined up all our books. They have little number tags on them, so when something sells, we just walk up, we pull it, and
put it in an envelope,
throw it in a poly bag, and ship it off.
Hit print on a label and just
it's
so
the
easy.
easiest, best business that we could have been in.
Oh yeah.
So obviously you guys have done fantastic, but it's not all, you know, roses and
Sunshines
rainbows.
and rainbows.
Yeah, whatever, however it goes. Like,
Okay.
it's so easy. You watch ads and like you hear people talking, and you know, I'm guilty of it as well. But it's like people want to hear the successes. But let's also talk about some of the challenges and failures. Yeah, the things that happen, because there's so many things that happen behind the scenes. And something that happened to these guys is there was a change that happened with Amazon, and it really hurt your business, which then led you to having to go from FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon, to FBM, which is fulfilled by merchant, which the easiest way to explain that is just being like an eBay seller.
Right.
Yeah.
You list everything, you store everything, you ship everything.
Yeah.
Whereas with Amazon, you front load everything and whatnot. So how did that come about?
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta tell you first, because I don't know if you'll say this. So the month that it happened, where Amazon came down and said, we're lowering everybody's storage limits. Yeah, he calls it drop the hammer on us. That was our first month that we had actually achieved 10,000 in sales.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks on FBA. We were so excited. We saw, we're going to do it.
Oh yeah, we hit, I mean, dude, I remember
It was
that.
mind-blowing.
$10,000 in 2 weeks in sales.
Yeah.
Or no, that was our paycheck that they sent to us was $10,000.
Yeah.
Oh wow, so that was a lot more than 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably
Okay.
20
Yeah,
something.
so that was the check that actually got sent to us was $10,000. And I was just,
We
And
went from
then-
a super high to...
and then a few days later, they were like...
we got the email, and we
were just
literally
like,
felt like the world was crashing in on us.
How much inventory did you have in FBA at
About
that time?
7,000 books.
Yeah.
Wait, so I didn't have that much inventory. So when the hammer hit me, it was like it wasn't a big deal. But for you, you had 7,000.
And we
So
were
what
dropped-
happens?
we were dropped to 1,000
So what do they do? Do they allow you to keep your books in, or do they send 6,000 back?
No, they allowed
That's what
us...
scared me. No.
So what happened is they allowed us to keep everything in there, but during that time, all these other sellers started panicking, and everybody dropped their prices immediately.
Oh yeah.
So
Really?
a lot of book prices really dropped
Good books started going down real
because people
quick.
needed to clear their inventory to try to get underneath what they were able to do.
And our repricer was all over the place trying to stay up with the because we had a repricer set.
We
for
didn't
this.
really, so
Yeah.
I held back a little bit. I got rid of, a couple thousand books right away,
Yeah.
some of the long tail. I got them sent back to me so I could just put them on FBM, so merchant fulfilled. And we just right away just went straight into merchant fulfilled.
We took about 24 hours, did our little pouting, crying, freaking out.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
'cause
we
that's
all
what
know
you're
how
gonna
that
do.
goes.
Yeah,
You
you go
went from this high
10,000 to
what are we gonna
your
do? 'Cause
business is
1,000
over.
books isn't gonna make you what
I
you
want a
needed.
refund from the book.
So but because of that, also you guys had talked about FBM, and so we started digging a little bit more, looking into what that would require, what it is. Realized it really was not hard to roll our stuff over to merchant fulfilled. So that's when we built these giant racks. We stuck them in the office.
About the racks though, so because wood just went astronomically high as
the
well.
prices of wood
Quadrupled,
also.
yeah.
I went out to go, I'm like, I'm gonna go build myself. I'm a handyman. I can go build shelves. Dude, it was gonna cost me $300 to build shelves. Small ones.
Yeah.
So then I went into Costco and I found these baker racks that are 18 inches wide for $100. All metal, 5 shelves.
Yeah.
And they said the box says it's rated 1,000 pounds per
Oh yeah.
per shelf.
That's great. Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, that's great. So I put them together and I used the box as placemats.
We were going cheap as could be. Instead of ordering stuff to line the shelves and stuff
Smart,
like that,
Yeah.
we just used the
I
big
cut the box up, use that so I could lay down
Yeah.
on the top of the metal racks, and used it on the sides to hold the books in and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And come to find out, the wheels are not rated 1,000 pounds. So I immediately had to go out and build my own little
dolly. Yeah.
dolly, you know, and I made it a 6-wheel dolly, so now I could really easily roll that thing
Yeah.
around.
Gotcha.
And it could definitely hold a lot
And
more.
once we got those shelves, we kind of went to town of, you know, getting some stuff sent back to us, going and
Transitioning.
finding more. Yeah, exactly. Transitioning. So we could keep exactly that 1,000 in there and then have a lot more at home to keep it going. Thankfully, things have changed. They've started upping the limits again.
A lot. They've
Yeah.
quadrupled my limit.
Okay,
I don't
good.
know.
so
Yeah.
we're finally up to 4,200 books
Yeah.
allowed, but we only
Same.
have 700 in.
Because
so
we actually
need
have a majority of it,
we need
with
to
us right
get
now.
more books.
So I want to stop you really quick because
Yeah.
what you guys did is very, I guess, rare is maybe a word. Most people,
Okay.
and I've done this in the past, like I used to run a Kindle publishing business. It was an
Okay.
ebook. We'd create our own ebooks. We'd rank them through SEO on Amazon. And one of the biggest mistakes I ever made, and I regret it till this day, is I was doing $10,000 a month profit, and they changed all the rules, and I panicked and quit, and I just moved on to something else. And like,
We saw that a lot of people commenting on the groups and stuff
Saying
like
that
that.
they wanted to quit,
That they were
yeah.
leaving, that they were selling off their inventory or just dumping it and ran away.
I agree with you. It was a gut punch. I mean, it hurt.
but that strengthens you, like to be
Yeah.
able to get through that. Like most people quit, like most people give up. And what happens to you doesn't define you.
Correct.
It's how you respond to it. Like these huge platforms aren't going anywhere. Like yes, there were like market changes and shifts, but it's our ability to be able to adapt and navigate through the road that we're traveling on and this road of Amazon. Like, but the road still continues.
yeah.
But how many people just
I mean,
give
you can
up?
fall on your face as many times, but you got to get back up. And I feel
yeah.
like that's we were at that. Wow, there's a huge cliff. Are we gonna just jump and go, or are we gonna find a way to get a bridge and get across? And we were determined.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we definitely got a PhD on making sure that we don't have all of our eggs in one basket.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
So we
diversify.
built up, you know, the FBM part, right? And then from there we were like, okay, this is
We needed a little extra.
We know that this is not going to be enough here, you know, because we didn't have thousands and thousands of books.
Our house is only so big.
Yeah. So we were like, I'm like, babe, we're at places where, you know, where they sell other stuff too. We
Yep.
got to start looking at other stuff. Let's start doing eBay. And we started doing eBay.
And we learned a lot of eBay from you. We were watching
Yeah,
your little
yeah,
videos
yeah,
on
oh, yeah.
toys and this and that. And so
The toy guy, I love
yeah,
that.
that kind of
Oh,
helped
yeah,
get
yeah.
us, spurred us on of what to go and do. And so that's how we opened the door to the eBay side of it. And
We started with toys.
we did. We started with toys because of you. And
Well, we had a whole bunch of our son's toys.
Yep.
Shout out to Vinny. He's the
Vinny,
toy master.
He's
Yeah,
amazing.
he is awesome.
He blows my mind, and his knowledge on all of the
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
he
Oh,
knows.
yeah.
So he, watching those videos, educated us on certain ones that
That's good. Yeah,
we were
that's great.
bypassing. So
Well, I was at the blue bins at Goodwill. You know, it's the wholesale aspect
Yeah.
of Goodwill, and I found a paper bag, and I looked in the paper bag. It was full of Monster High dolls.
Oh wow, those things. Yeah.
And not the
and I
naked
just
with the
knew.
hair, like,
Yeah.
fully
Vinny said
clothed,
something.
nice.
Yeah, Vinny said something about Monster High. I just grabbed the bag, threw that in my cart, covered it up with it because I didn't want nobody else to see it. And I'm digging around looking for the other ones, and I'm grabbing them.
He really was.
And I'm
He was
like,
like a beast
dude,
that
I know
day."
I scored. I don't know what it's worth, but I know I scored. And I called her. I'm like, I don't know what I got, but I got a whole bunch of Monster High dolls.
Yep.
Dude, and it ended up being like 60 dolls.
Yeah.
It was
What do you think that
huge.
was worth? Like, what did that come out to?
Oh my gosh. So we ended up lotting them because it was a mix. So some of them, it all depends on the condition. Some of them
We had clothes.
We have
pile.
clothes, nice hair, like full ones. Then we
Yeah.
had the miscellaneous put together but no clothes. And then we had
The parts.
The parts, the body parts. Is like,
And
well,
I couldn't
no
believe
heads.
I couldn't believe the parts were even selling.
The parts you throw together a lot, and we were selling like $100 for
Yeah.
a small lot of parts, not even the fully. So that one bag was over $1,000 of what we made off of
dude, I mean,
one
it was
little
a
bag.
whole
Yeah,
bunch.
toys is like
Yeah.
toys is tough to learn though. Like I'll be honest, like I still stink at toys, and it's just I choose to focus on like I love media. It's like still I go through the toy section. It's like I recognize certain things, but it is like it requires a lot of skill to learn.
Well, I agree because in the beginning, we bought everything. We were buying all kinds of crap that we should never have bought.
Yeah.
You know, because now I know that the most important thing to do with eBay, more than price and everything else, you have to look at the sell-through rate. You got to see, you got to see how many's listed.
Selling, yes.
Yeah, you got to see how many's listed. Then you go to sold, and then you see how many are sold. And that is the most important figure that you need to know if it's worth buying or not.
Once we started doing that on the eBay side of it, really verifying that and making sure it had a good sell-through, then we started getting good things. Then we started finding things.
And what did your sales grow to? Because I know you were sharing when we were downstairs in the lobby.
I mean, immediately we hit $35,000 in 90 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
we
crazy.
immediately just went straight to the moon.
Yeah.
And what they're not telling you is they probably worked their butts off.
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
It was hours.
But we put in the time, we put in the effort, we were out constantly, we were listing, but the turnaround and what we're getting back is well worth it. So I think it depends on where you want your business. If you just want a part-time dabble, and I say this, go out and do it. Part-time dabble, you're gonna make the little bit. But if you're really wanting to make something, you put in some effort and energy, you're
gonna get what you put out.
Yeah.
So you guys have had a lot of success, and what I would like to shift a little more towards right now is like kind of like really talking about what does your structure look like? I mean, we don't have to go too deep, but for people watching, like they're going to be inspired, like, wow, in 16 months I could change my life.
Yeah.
I think half the people can be like, I don't want to wait 16 months. I want to make passive income now. And it's like, this ain't passive, but like, what did your days look like? How much time were you spending sourcing, listing?
Right before we get into that, I agree with that. But I just want to let you know, if you need just an extra $1,000 a month, it would blow your mind that it really only takes 20 to 50 books can get you an extra $500 to $1,000 extra a month. We're not talking a huge amount of work here. Same thing with eBay. If you're buying the right items, it only takes a few items to make a few extra $100 a month. So if that's what you're looking, you can easily do this one day a weekend and easily pull in an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month.
We made this full time.
Yeah.
So our days do look a little different. So we also have a son. So we focus our days around our, getting our son to school. We have to make sure we're there to pick him up.
That's the main reason why we did this, because we wanted to have that extra freedom to be able to spend with our son anytime we want. Go to any of the school functions that we want to do. Take him to his Muay Thai class on the weekends and not worry about it.
Have fun with them. So that's the great thing. So our scheduling, currently we've kind of got it a little bit more solidified, which is nice. We do, this is how I lay it out. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays is when we do our shipping. We do not ship every day. We tried that and it didn't work for us. We found it was taking a little too much away from our days.
So that's for like merchant fulfilled in eBay?
Yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, we ship out anything, books, FBM that we've sold, and we send out any of our eBay that we've done. Now, on those days after we're done with shipping, we're usually doing photographs and listing. So we spend the rest of our days.
And it's great having a partner, I gotta tell you, because I do a whole bunch of photos.
He does.
And she's just sitting there listing.
Are you the mastermind? Are you putting the structure of the days together and you got TJ just like, all right, let's go to work?
I kind of help structure the days. No, he does all the hard work. He's the great one on the computer of figuring out, making sure all our numbers are right, this and that. But you got to have structure, and so we laid it out. I didn't want chaos.
Yeah.
And he kind of bounces everywhere.
We ended up having a lot of chaos.
Yeah, we worked through the chaos side of it, and it's hard to function. So we do the shipping in the morning. Then he does all the photos, okay, and then we start listing. I do all the listing and stuff like that. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we really try to dedicate to our finding. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday is we're going out
sourcing.
And we're finding either estate sales.
Majority of everything we do is going to be estate sales because it rains a lot where we're at. Yeah. So we don't have a lot of garage sales, or we don't have flea markets or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, but I'm the crazy guy. I'm the guy who's showing there 2 or 3 hours early.
To be first in line at an estate
estate sale, especially when there's books there. I'm usually the first one in line. There was this ginormous bird book set that sells for about $5,000. I showed up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No. He wasn't first.
I was third.
There was a gentleman who's probably in his 70s who showed up at 1 a.m.
Oh, the heat! You know he's going after the birds.
Oh, he was.
I automatically knew.
Oh, God,
And they were selling.
You just ruined the whole video.
Right? I know.
They were selling the set
Painful.
for, I want to say, $750 or $850.
Yeah.
And each book, if you parted it out, which you wouldn't want to do because it's so hard to find the set whole.
That's a complete set.
But you could sell each book for $250, and they sell
Now,
constantly.
can I ask you, because I'm a weirdo and I
Yeah.
get curious, did you know before, like, did you kind of poke and pry to find out, like, what is he after? And
Oh no! I mean, yeah, I asked him automatically
yeah.
because we've seen him before. So
Was
I
1
knew
and
he
2
was a
both
book
after
guy.
the bird book?
No, the guy 2, it was even worse. The guy 2 was after some fishing stuff, and the guy 1 said, "Hey, walk a little slow when they open the door," and he did.
He did.
I
To slow him
never
down.
ever want to hurt
Oh, because
anybody
you're
ever.
quick, yeah.
And we
Never.
will never, that's the thing in this business.
Yeah.
We're all, I've always said there's plenty for everybody.
Oh,
That
there is.
my, like,
I don't worry about competition at all.
you don't need to be rude, disrespectful. You don't need to offend people. Like, there's enough for everybody. So
Yeah.
be nice to people. And
But
you're
he-
gonna, especially if you're in the same city, you're gonna end up meeting some of the same people over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
So
And he slow walked.
he did. So he couldn't even get access to the books before.
Oh, how does that, because I'm not big, like, so you have to, like, go in a line and you can't cross the...
So being
Correct.
first in a state sale realistically
in our
only
state.
gives you a couple second advantage. That's
Yeah.
really all it does. I don't like going to state sales that early. I really don't. Because it only gives you a couple second advantage. But there's one estate sale where I picked up the Volcano. It's a humidifier, or not a humidifier, it's a vaporizer.
Have you seen this?
I don't know.
Oh, you
Yeah,
gotta know about
it's
this
a
one.
silver, looks like a
Yeah.
Volcano vaporizer, right?
Huh.
It's
They were
older.
selling it-
It's they people search this out. They don't make it anymore, and it's a special humidifier for health. And you put some oils in it or something, and it actually fills a little bag, and then you can breathe it in to help your lungs, help your health, stuff like that.
Whatever people want to do.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting.
because I was
So-
first in line, I was able to grab it. They wanted $95 for it. I was more than happy to pay for it. Sold it within a day.
Less
or
than 24 hours.
Less than
from when I
24 hours
listed
for
it.
$350 plus shipping.
Not bad.
Right? Not
You know,
bad.
so certain things like that, you know, you only have that 1 or 2 second advantage.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're going for. You know, that's the only benefit of being first
But
in
there
line.
are people like that aren't going to be nice and going to be like, hey, walk slow behind this guy so he can't, or in front of
Yeah.
this guy. You know, that's going to happen in this business, and you just got to move on.
Yeah, I
Things
never
happen.
worry about any competition whatsoever.
Yeah, I love
They
it.
don't bother me
And
at
that's
all.
important because a lot of people, you know, even on in the different social medias, TikTok, they all say, like, you can't find stuff, there's too much competition, da-da-da-da-da, and it's a limiting belief. It really, really
Yeah.
is. Like,
I think it's where you want to, if you believe that, then you're not going to be finding anything.
I've even did, like, just mental split tests in my head, like going to a thrift store being very optimistic. I found that I look around the nooks and crannies. I'll try to find things more. Like, you're more open. Like, if you're positive, and I know it sounds like a bunch of voodoo wishy-washy,
No, but
but like,
it's true.
if you think the competition beats you to everything, like, your eyes are gonna, like, ignore things.
Yes.
So
her eyes work a lot better than my eyes. She catches stuff I don't see.
He'll go through a room and
I'll
then I
be
go back through
blind
it and
as a
I'm like,
bat.
what about this, and I'll find things. Yeah.
I mean,
so.
but you know, we play off of each other. You know, what's
It
really
works.
good is I will get there early. I'll drink my coffee, and then I'll put 2 chairs out, and then when she
saves a spot for me,
saves
and
a
then
spot
I
for her, and
So
then
at
she
ours-
shows up.
You basically, the estate sales have a list. They sign you up 1 through whatever, and they let only like the first 10 people in, and the rest of
Gotcha.
it, the line has to wait, which is even worse if you're not within that first 10 people in
Yeah,
the
you
house.
have to be within the first group.
So, but it's been good for us. We've tried Goodwills. We've tried a few of the thrift stores. We've tried different routines and stuff like that. And for us currently where we're at this point, and I hope to keep growing. I hope it goes so much further
yeah.
from here. But we found what works for us, and we're following that path. We have fallen on our face multiple times, not just that one
Multiple
time.
times.
But we keep getting up every time, and we learn, and then we move forward. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting the notification. We got about 3 minutes left for this, so let's kind of wrap things up. What one piece of advice, and we'll start with Lisa first.
Mm-hmm.
What one piece of advice would you give to somebody who's watching, who maybe they've been on the sidelines and you know, I mean, I don't blame people for thinking that reselling and different things is like a scam or it doesn't work or there's too much competition. Like, I completely get it because that's what society wants to teach us.
it
you
seems
know?
shisty. Like, that's
Yeah.
my word. I was like, this kind of seems shisty until
Yeah.
I learned, and my one piece of advice is don't be afraid. At least try it. Like, get out there, see what you can do. Even if you're not fully invested yet, get out there and dabble. Go to a thrift store. Go look around. Go to a Goodwill. At least see what you can do. Because I guarantee all of a sudden you're going to be like, wow, I remember somebody saying something about that. I can do something. Don't be scared. Don't let your fear take you over.
All right.
And the key is be consistent. That's where that is a big fail on our part in the very beginning, is not being consistent.
Yeah.
If you want to do this part-time or even full-time, do weekly shipments into Amazon.
Yeah.
Send it every week. It doesn't matter if you have 10 books or 50 books. Just be consistent, and you'll be amazed on how fast you'll actually see everything grow. You know,
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just that's the key. Just be consistent.
Yeah, that's great advice. So thanks everyone for watching. Also, shout out, you guys are going to have some social media presence coming out soon. Hopefully by the time this video is released, you guys are starting a YouTube channel?
We are.
Awesome Resellers.
So it's the awesome Resellers. I'm gonna link it up first, link down below in the description. So we'll be ready to rock and roll. They got the GoPro. They're gonna go out to thrift stores, do a bunch of different things. So if you want to follow TJ and Lisa's journey,
follow us. We would love to get some new likes once we get it started and see what everybody thinks of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you go over there from this video, let them know in the comments. But with that being said, follow, check them out, and thanks again for coming on, guys. And we're gonna do a video on their channel too, so go over and check that out soon. All right, take care.
Thanks, guys.
Keep being awesome.
Bye.